A guy gets hurt. So freaking what? The next man is up, and he's expected to contribute. I love Bruce Arians' quote from a few months ago. He said, "I don't look at what if," referring to last season and how the injuries affected the outcome for the Arizona Cardinals. I look at what can be. And what can be is a great football team with a few new pieces. But the core is here now. Despite all the chaos, all the shenanigans, the Cardinals still finished with the most wins in the franchise since 1975 when they were in St. Louis. And let me tell you guys something. I love everything about Arians. Absolutely everything. Not only is he an offensive genius, but his character, his mindset, they're all so very, very impressive. He's just so positive all the time. It doesn't matter what's going on. He's just positive all the time. Carson Palmer, Andre Ellington, Jonathan Cooper, Tyrann Mathieu, Kevin Minter, and Dave Zastudil will all be back and healthy. And the team added some new key pieces in free agency. Guard Mike Iupati and linebacker Sean Weatherspoon. I am a bit worried about the defense as more and more players went down due to injury last season. The production shockingly remained the same, and that was because defensive coordinator Todd Bowles was pushing all the right buttons all the time. Obviously, he's now the head coach of the New York Jets. The Cardinals hired from within, promoting outside linebackers coach James Bettcher. It's still going to be that same aggressive and attacking style which prides on pressuring the quarterback and forcing turnovers. But the question is, where's the pressure going to come from this season? Because Bowles has always done an outstanding job of manufacturing it. They don't really have that one guy that can get a lot of it. And we're going to have to see if Bettcher is ready to be that guy, to be the guy to manufacture that pressure. I'm also really curious to see if Patrick Peterson can bounce back this season. He was still a top 5 cornerback in my rankings, but let's face it, he wasn't that good last year. Mathieu is another guy who struggled to get back to his rookie form as a slot corner and safety. We'll see if the quarterbacks can stay healthy this year. The Cardinals kept losing people left and right, but when Palmer went down in Week 10, that's when they had trouble staying afloat. Drew Stanton and Logan Thomas got hurt too. I mean, Ryan Lindley had to start the playoff game. A lot of people have given up on 31-year-old Larry Fitzgerald, who's been held to under 1,000 yards receiving in each of his last 3 seasons, including just 784 last year, the lowest since his rookie season. But that low total isn't because he's not good anymore. Arians uses him pretty much the same way he used to with Hines Ward back when he was in Pittsburgh. He spends a lot of time in the slot and blocking linebackers. Granted, he can't get downfield the way he used to, but he's still a solid receiver. Before I go position by position, I've got everything ranked below, all the units, all the players. I've got numbers besides everything, and well, I'll just tell you right now, you Cardinals fans are not going to like my record. I don't know. I think this Bowles thing is going to wind up being a huge deal. I don't know. We'll see, but I got this team going 7-9. And I know this is like a team that a lot of people like. We'll see. I mean, I am very, very, very concerned with the defense and how they're going to get the pressure that they did the last couple seasons without Bowles at the helm now. So, yeah, we'll find out. But yeah, going position by position now. It's a shame Palmer got hurt because there was a lot to like before he went down. He looked a lot more comfortable in year 2 than in year 1 in Arizona. He's the only quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards with 3 different teams. Arians likes to use a vertical passing game, and Palmer certainly has the arm for it. He throws a beautiful deep ball. He hangs tough in the pocket, isn't afraid to take a big hit so he can deliver the ball. He's not very mobile, though, in the pocket, so forget about him trying to elude pressure. But as you saw last year, there is a huge drop-off from Palmer to Stanton, who doesn't have the arm strength or accuracy that he does. So there's that. The team, they did just trade for Matt Barkley, traded a conditional 7th-round pick for him. to the Eagles. Barkley will have to be on the roster for at least 6 games if the Eagles are going to get that draft pick. So it'll be either him or Logan Thomas as that third quarterback. The running back situation is interesting, and it's not necessarily a good one. The Cardinals averaged an NFL worst 3.3 yards per carry last year. At 5'9", Andre Ellington, he's explosive, but he's just not an every down back, and his injury-plagued 2014 campaign kind of proves that he needs a lighter workload. He's a slasher with the ability to cut both inside and out. Chris Johnson was just brought in not too long ago, but the 29-year-old isn't close to having that track star speed he used to possess. The name to keep an eye on is third-round rookie David Johnson, who I had ranked as my 4th running back heading into the draft behind Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, and Amir Abdullah. He really caught my eye at the Senior Bowl. He's powerful and explosive, has soft hands coming out of the backfield. I referenced Fitzgerald's regression in numbers earlier, and I forgot to mention that, losing Palmer certainly didn't help. Like I said, he's been used a lot in the slot, running that short to intermediate stuff. I was expecting more from Michael Floyd last season. Maybe he'll break out more this year. I don't know. He has all the natural tools to be a very good receiver. Again, we'll see. But John Brown is the guy that I really, really like. He might be the guy to lead the team in yards and touchdowns. We'll see what happens. He did some eye-popping stuff in the preseason last year, carried it over into the regular season. Very speedy. He can beat you vertically. Second-year tight end Troy Niklas hasn't been able to stay on the field, but should be able to produce if healthy. Darren Fells is a name to watch out for as well. The former basketball player is raw and still learning how to play the game, but he did a lot of positive things last year by season's end. I must say, on paper, the offensive line looks to have improved dramatically with the addition of Iupati and if Cooper can stay healthy. The Cardinals pried the 3-time Pro Bowler Iupati away from the division rival San Francisco 49ers on the first day of free agency. Iupati is a top-notch run blocker. He's comfortable pulling to either side, can locate defenders in space. He's very powerful, pushes his opposition off their spots. His pass blocking has never been his strong suit. He's got slow feet, gets off balance a lot, but he makes his money as a run blocker. So, and that's where the Cardinals really struggled last year. So, we'll see. He will miss some time, however. He had knee surgery not too long ago, so we'll see how much time he misses. The left tackle, Jared Veldheer, allowed just a sack and 4 quarterback hurries a year ago. Really, really solid left tackle. Cooper is the wild card in this whole thing. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, so he's definitely not close to being a bust. But this is a make-or-break year for him. General manager Steve Keim has high expectations for him and compared him to Alan Faneca when Arizona drafted him 7th overall in 2013. Bobbie Massie was beaten out at right tackle by Eric Winston in 2013, but started all of last season. With the drafting of DJ Humphries, will Massie be able to stave off the first rounder for the whole year? We'll see. Humphries is a really good athlete, nifty feet. I don't really know what to think of him. I didn't have him ranked that high in my tackle rankings heading into the NFL draft. AQ Shipley, Lyle Sendlein, and Ted Larsen are in the mix at center. But I think it's going to go to the overachiever Shipley. Larsen will probably start at left guard until Iupati returns. The only man I ranked ahead of Calais Campbell in a 3-4 defensive line was J.J. Watt at 6'8", 300 pounds. He's just an absolute beast of a man. He's tallied at least 55 tackles, 6 sacks in each of his past 5 seasons. A great model of consistency there. As you can imagine, he has ridiculously long arms, uses them to his advantage when performing the swim move. He's explosive off the line of scrimmage, uses his hands really, really well. In the run game, he knows how to use his size, plays with great leverage, which is, really extraordinary considering his size. Overall, he's a very savvy and instinctive football player. Frostee Rucker is the other starter at defensive end, and veteran Cory provides depth. Alameda Ta'amu will start at nose tackle. I think I got that name right. Rucker posted a career-high 5 sacks to go with a pair of forced fumbles in place of the injured Darnell Dockett. Ta'amu will have the tough task of having to replace the underrated Dan Williams. There's nobody great at linebacker, but everybody's, good, I guess. Lorenzo Alexander, Alex Okafor, Kareem Martin, and LaMarr Woodley are the quartet at outside linebacker, with second-round rookie Marcus Golden to see some time as well. Inside is Kevin Minter and the aforementioned Weatherspoon in the intro. Okafor might be the team's best pass rusher. He had 8 sacks in 13 games a year ago, but had breakdowns in the run and passing game. Weatherspoon is a bit of a wild card when healthy. He's an instinctive 3-down sideline-to-sideline linebacker. Like I said earlier, Peterson didn't play like the second highest paid corner in the game last year. He gave up 8 touchdowns and was flagged 13 times. He picked off just 3 passes for a second straight year after tallying 7 in 2012. I know he sees the top dog each week, but still, man, it was a down year for a guy with such lofty expectations. He has all the physical tools you'd love to mold a cornerback into. He's 6'1", 219. He's super athletic, runs like a deer. He's a threat to take any pick to the house. He's an outstanding pure man cover corner when motivated. As a run defender, he's up and down. He loses track of the ball a lot, loses contain a lot. But when he does get in position, he does take down ball carriers to the ground. Gerard Powers has the tough task of replacing Antonio Cromartie on the outside. He's been the slot guy and does make plays on the ball. Justin Bethel is another option if Powers falters. I talked about Mathieu earlier. The Honey Badger will start at free safety but moves into the nickel spot on third downs. He's a 3-and-1 defensive back, has eye-popping skills. I look for him to break out again, being in his 3rd year. Broke out his rookie year, and I think it'll be better than last year. Tony Jefferson will probably beat out Deion Buchanan for the other safety spot. Jefferson is a solid tackler, while Buchanan, interestingly, played a safety/linebacker role last year. He's a big hitter. Rashad Johnson provides depth at safety. Chandler Catanzaro had a solid sophomore campaign, as is he's also a great kickoff guy. Zastido returns from a groin injury. He's considered one of the better punters in the game. It appears that Britton Golden will take care of both kickoff and punt return duties. So there's that. So prediction time, I gave it to you earlier in the show. I think 7-9. There are some key pieces that left on defense. Dan Williams left. He's gone. Antonio Cromartie is gone. So who's going to be that guy to step up at cornerback opposite of Patrick Peterson? But the big loss is Bowles. And, we'll see if I'm wrong. I'm not as high on the Cardinals as everybody else is. I liked them last year. I was right about them last year. I had them at 10-6. They went 11-5. But this year, I'm not really feeling it. I don't know. If you disagree with me, Cardinals fans, let me know in the comment section below. Let's debate a little bit. So I'm sure, I might get a couple dislikes on this video from you Cardinals fans. With that being said, though, I'm out of here. Adrian Fedque from the Bitter Birds. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Bitter Birds as well. I'm out. Peace.